In this video, we're going to use the template feature and learn how to create and save a document as a template rather than as a normal Excel document. So if you're working in an area and you use the same kind of layout in a document each time, you might want to save it as a template. Then that will allow you to save all of the features that are similar each time. So for instance, I've created this, it's called invoice spreadsheet. So we could have our company name across the top, the word invoice, an area where we would add the company that the invoice is going to, a place for the date, a place for the invoice number. I'm just going to merge those cells together so that we have 2 cells wide for that number, a place to type a description for the reason we're sending the invoice, and then the areas where we can put in the subtotals and shipping and total amount at the bottom. So these are repetitive or constant features in an invoice that I might be creating a number of times a day. If that's the case, I don't want to be recreating the common elements every time. So I'm going to create them once, and then I'm going to save the document as a template. And then from that point forward, I can open a version of that document that I can then edit and change and fill in each time. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So you get your template in place. So most of it's in place. For the date, I'm going to put in a formula that will drop in today's date. So there's a function called now that will return the date. I'm going to press enter, and it puts in the date today. I'll leave invoice blank because that, of course, you would fill in each time you create one. And then toward the bottom, I'm going to put in a formula in the total amount that will simply sum. So I'm going to use the auto sum, and I want it to sum up the 3 boxes above. So when I put in what the subtotal is, how much the tax is, now actually I'm going to put a formula in for the tax as well. I'll press enter. So right now it says 0, but when I add figures up here, then these cells will populate. The tax, I'm going to put a formula in right now. So I'm just going to say equals the subtotal. So I'll click on that cell, and I then want to multiply, so the multiplication sign, and by 13%. Excuse me. So I'll put the formula in there to calculate the tax. The shipping will be a number that'll depend on where the product is being shipped, and then the total amount will be determined by the figures once they're all put in. I'm going to put a thick bottom border on this cell here, and then maybe on the total amount I'll put a double so that they know we're done, and I think I'll clear the border and then I'll put the double border back in. Alright, okay, so I'm going to save that just in my practice template folder for now, and now I'll go through the process of saving it as a template. So to do that, you go to your file, Save As, and you first of all will navigate to where you want to save that, and actually it doesn't even really matter. I'm just going to click on desktop for now. It doesn't matter because as soon as you change the Save As type box to template, so let's scroll down and find Excel template, which will be in here somewhere. There it is. So as soon as you say that you want to save it to an Excel template, Microsoft Office automatically navigates to where your system has been set up to store templates. So remember, you're creating a template that you're going to access later frequently so that you can then start your starting point will be all that's included on that page already. So that has to be stored somewhere where you can readily access it in the system. So in my case, it's going to be stored in a place called My Documents Custom Office Templates. I'm going to call it Invoice because it's my invoice template. And then I'm just going to click Save. Okay, so now it has been, I'm just going to exit from here. It has been stored in a location on my system. So when I go to File New or Open Excel, I can then go to the area called Personal, and it will show me all of the personal templates that I have created. If I choose Invoice, then the template that I saved with the formulas shows up, and at the top it's called Invoice 1, meaning the first version of this invoice. So it's a regular workbook. It's not opened as a template. If I wanted to open it as a template, I would have to go to that file location and open it separately if I needed to go and then make adjustments or edits to my template. So now I have a version of the template open, and I can begin to add my information to complete it. And then when I save it, I would go to Save As. I would find the location that I want to save my files to. In this case, I'll go to the desktop, and I would change the name. So it would say Blackburn Invoice June 29th, or whatever name that I wanted to give it. Click Save, and it saves as a regular Excel document to the location where you've saved it. So you save a template that has all of the common elements that you're going to use over and over, and then from there, when you go to File New, you can go to your personal section and choose the template that you're looking for. Excel comes with featured templates, a blank workbook, business templates, right? There's all kinds of different templates. But this takes that customization to a whole new place in terms of really personalizing the templates that you want to use. And that's how you go about saving a template in Excel.